I am the Commissar, that's my name. Forged alliance forever, that's the game. And which of these players have a claim to fame? Well, frankly, the answer is all of them, cause look at those ratings, these are some of the best players out there. And we're going to watch them in a rather quick and dirty custom game on a random map. So, we got the North team in the north, we got the South team in the south. Let's go and see who's fighting. Starting in the air position at the back for the North team, we have Nock, who is 2000 rated. He is UEF and he's in Mountain Dew Green. Moving along across the front, here is JaggedAppliance, who's 2200 rated. He's Cybran and he is in dark blue. Here in the middle, this is EspiranTo, also commonly known as Pepsi, who is 2300 rated. He's Eon and he's baby blue. And last but not least, for the northern team, here is Blodir. He is 2500 rated. He is UEF and he is playing in purple. So those are our stars of the north. Let's go and see who's down south. Here at the back, in the air position, we have TheWheelie, commonly known as Farms. He's 2400 rated, he's dark green, and he's UEF. In front of him we have archsimkat, 2100 rated, in cyan, and he is Eon. Here in the central position, and already stomping forward towards the front, this is Terarii, 2400 rated. He is Burgundy and he is UEF. And last but not least, FtXCommando. He is 1900 rated, he's UEF and he's in white. So we've got 2 UEF, an Eon and a Cybran in the north, and 3 UEF and an Eon in the south. Quick look at early plays. So Jagged has been quite slow on his expansion because he's wanted to get this early Mantis out with some scout support. His engineers were already also spreading out very quickly and his comms going well forward. And we might be seeing an engineer kill here. Meanwhile, I see Blodir getting an awful lot of pigeons there. Maybe he's planning an air factory soon. Oop. FTX notices and the Mantis pulls back as Terarii's comm stomps in. That's quite the save from FTX. Just 6 hit points left. One more hit from the Mantis, which does I think 8 hit points of damage per shot, would have killed it. This guy might be at risk though. Now, quick look at the reclaim. There's an awful lot up here as well as a lot down here and symmetrically, and that's important because Blodir has had a transport gifted over to him by Pepsi, which is bringing some engineers to pick these boys up. As yet there's nothing similar going on in the south. Jagged has got his engineers into these reclaim pools and Arch has got his comm here and his engineer here, so overall it looks like the northern team is doing better at the reclaim grabbing thanks to this drop from Blodir. Arch sending out a bit of lab play, this fella going up here, these fellas going in here. And he's also got a bomber out to support that. Where are they going? We don't know yet. We saw a moment ago FTX pointing out in the chat that that reclaim there is something he should have dropped. Here though, one of Arch's labs, it doesn't catch the NG, but it'll probably get that Mex. This lab, however, it's been spotted. Is it going to claim an NG? It chases down Blodir's NG and kills it. And whether or not it gets either of these from Pepsi, there are definitely being 10 hit points left. They're definitely being forced to stop their hard work for a moment. Oh, and he does get one with his next lab before Blodir's tank comes and defends it. Little scuffle here, but this might be important. This reclaim field is being contested between Jagged and Terarii's comms, but FtX's comm is coming in to make the difference, and that might force Jagged back, though I don't think on its own it'll be able to kill him, especially with the support from Jagged's tanks. Little scuffle going on here. Terarii finally dropping this plateau. We'll have a look at reclaim in a minute, and Terarii's massing an awful lot of labs here. This mix got taken out by Arch's lab, as did this one. Now here comes the bomber looking to clean up some of the stuff on this plateau, but I don't think it's going to get very far, because not only does Blodir have a bunch of inties, he's also got a couple of AA tanks on this plateau. And indeed it doesn't, it gets caught. Jagged has been pushed back by the pair of comms, but he's got Nock coming in to help. Quick look at the eco. Very balanced, only a couple of mass batik in it, as you'd expect at this stage from such a high level of play. But the northern team is significantly ahead on reclaim, 3,000 ahead on reclaim, because Blodir's been eating all this up and Terarii's only just dropped down here. This might change matters up a bit though. Terarii getting in here and denying these mixes to Jagged, while Arch is as yet uncontested on these mixes. Looks like he's going a bit aggressive with the gun upgrades there. Big lab push from Terarii. He's taking out a couple of things on his way, and I think he's just looking to get some eco damage done in here. Blodir does come and evict Arch from this little triad of mexes. Jagged's got a decent number of tanks here. I think they're going to eat up the labs from Terarii, no problem. But Jagged's pushing in down here. FtX has 6 factories, which is nice for production and a point defense. His comm feels a little bit out of position, and Jagged's got his and Nock's coming in there. But Jagged doesn't feel he has the spam to take this, and it looks like he's right. There's more massing thanks to these 6 factories of production. And there's now a couple more point defenses. So Jagged pulls back and fires a bit more from range. But he's got a lot of tanks coming in support. There's also a bit of T2 here, which has cleaned up Jagged's push there. Of Jagged's, Terarii's, that's the name. So we've got T2 from Jagged, T2 from Espi, and T2 from Blodir in the north, whereas Arch has it on land in the south, but I don't think anyone else does. Terarii's horde of labs moves to defend against this, but these are blazers, they fire fast, and so I think they're going to be quite good at clearing up the labs. However, this little sneaky group has run around here and claimed 3 mexes and a couple of tanks of Jagged, so that lab player is at least paying off a little bit. Will it get much further? We'll check back on it later, but right now I think the important action might be down here, where Jagged and Nock are pushing in on FtX. Jagged scutters back again with his Mantis. Little radar up there thanks to an energy drop from Nock, but it doesn't last, and Nock is forced back. Blodir has gun on his comm. Farms has drawn a little heart up here, and he's managed to evict mexes from Arch here, but Arch now has Eon double gun, but Pepsi is on his way across with Eon double gun and shield, and there's a decent amount of T2 forces from Blodir and Pepsi. There's a little bit from Arch down here, but it feels like the northern team have them outnumbered. Meanwhile, we have a T2 raid coming in here. This, however, is a much better T2 raid. It's cleaned up a huge heap of mechs from poor old FTX, and while Terarii has sent stingers, of which he's now got a decent number to fight them, look at the eco damage that Pepsi has done through FTX's base. Overcharges going down from Arch into Espi's forces, but both Blodir and Pepsi descend upon them, and it looks like Arch may be in trouble. And Blodir also has a couple of gunships, so this is definitely where all the action is, as Blodir and Pepsi push back Arch and Farms, and as more firepower raises down from the air and the T2 tanks from Blodir come in the background, it's too much and for the southern team, and they both die in a big combined comm-bomb, and suddenly it's 4-2-2, but Terarie's brought in his stingers, and that comm-bomb means that we have a rather weak comm from Blodir over here. Pepsi's going to be fine, he's got a shield, but all the gunships die in the comm bomb, but it's still a comm bomb, and Blodir is down. So we're now 3-2. Quick check on how that's affected matters. So Farms, before his death, did get up to T3 air, and he has got, or rather Terarii now, has got a couple of ASFs sneaking around. I don't think we've got any T3 air in the north. Oh yes, we have. We just got the first ASF out from Nock. I say, no, I'm lying. I am telling Giant Porkies we've already got a couple of ASFs down here. Quite a big push from Jagged, and FTX has a little bit of T2 in there, but that's a lot of tanks, and I don't know to what extent. Oh, what was that? Something weird going on with my screen there. Never mind. I don't know to what extent this is going to be successful now that there's air support from Terarii's stingers poking around. But Pepsi's tough comm is looking very dangerous here. He's got Janus clearing the path, he's got shields, he's got a lot of flak to protect from those stingers, as well as the double gun shield comm pushing in. Jagged's push has done a little bit of damage, not much, but these gunships should clear it up. However, these gunships are feeling less sure about attacking all this flak, and there's now a decent number of gunships from Pepsi as well. This base is going to fall, the base that used to belong to Arch, no problems. Over here, as a little aside, we have Terarii hiding in the water, and he's TMLing Nock's eco. It looks like he's got 2 mexes so far. But this is where most of the gunships are coming out, thanks to all this support from engineers, and suddenly it's not getting as much because T1 bombs from Jagged, which Terarii simply hasn't had the APM to clean up, are taking out all the build capacity there. That said, Terarii has quickly got this heavily assisted factory up to T3, so maybe he'll be rerouting his production here now. And there are now broadswords to come at Pepsi's force from the air, but Pepsi still has a decent amount of flak in there. He's got inties, which will help out. The shields have gone down, and it looks like they're being focused. But that flak, there's just so much of it, it's going to eat up one of the broadswords, no trouble. and the second one is falling. And now the P-gens for Terarii that he inherited from farms are going down. And Blodir's grass right in the middle of the enemy air player's base. FtXComm is just opening fire. That's some pretty bold forward play. And I can't imagine that Terarii's power, indeed it is not, Terarii's power is quite horrifically stalled there. And the air fight is also not really going Terarii's way now that Pepsi has brought in a decent number of ASFs. FTX complaining, I think, about the choice of stingers from Terarii. And there are Titans coming out to defend from a decent number of T3 factories, but this is a lot of shielded army from Pepsi, and FTX just walks his comm into Jagged and knocks, Terarii surrenders, and the northern team wins. That was quite quick and brutal. The FAF and the Furious, if you will. Ha, there's my cast title. And that was just a quick little game to tide you over a bit of midweek fun. But the important thing is that Farms got his little heart down. So, I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you with a more regular cast come Sunday. In the meantime, I am TheCommissar. Please remember to like, subscribe, and obey, and I will see you next time.